What up, beautiful people? How y'all doing? We're about to tune into another one right now and diving into fatphobia. Yes, I said it. Fatphobia is a thing that currently exists. And we're going to dig in straight into the meat. No pun intended. No pun intended. I don't. This was that. This is a bar though, but.
Hey, bestie. You're wrong.
Okay.
I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth.
What bubble?
Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so cool. Let's start by the foundation of our contradictory stance right now. So let me give you a nickname first of all, because I gotta personify you. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like we're having conversation because you don't have a name, and I'm a guy that likes to put. I like to give nicknames. So Lexi Lex. Oh, Lexi Lex is a cool one. What up, Lexi Lex? So. Before we even get to the core aspect of your statement, let's look at fatphobia and what fatphobia means, right? So, the meaning of fatphobia, defined as the irrational fear or aversion or discrimination against obesity or people with obesity. Okay, the other definition that I found was social stigma of obesity. The social stigma of obesity or fatphobia has caused difficulties and disadvantages for overweight and obese people. Weight stigma is similar and has been broadly defined as bias or discriminatory behaviors targeted at individuals because of their weight. Okay, right? So this is what fatphobia means, right? You started your argument stating that preferences are different. You could have a preference to somebody that likes kayaking, a preference to somebody that likes pizza, but those are not. Those are not preferences. Those are similarities or interests that people have in common. A preference would be, I like blonde girls. I like tall men. I like airy men. I like Indian guys. I like Chinese men. I like short girls that are of Hispanic descent. Those are preferences, right? Just like as a person, you could like somebody that's very muscular and athletic, or you like somebody that's chubby or fat, correct? Comparing racism, and that's just many. You could like comparing racism or homophobia and all of the other extremes where an actual group of people that have no control over their ethnicity, their sexual preferences, and are being marginalized because they are the way they are and can do nothing about it. It's completely different, right? We live in a very interesting era, people. Very interesting era, right? The more we advance, the less we can say. It's kind of like our free speech is being suffocated. You cannot make a statement that doesn't necessarily have to be judgmental and just sharing your opinion, or actually a fact, like backed with facts and sense and probable cause. And you will be labeled and canceled and be telling, oh, cool, you're fatphobic, you're this and that, you're racist, because you can't actually say something that contradicts, or not even contradicts, like you can't make statements without being called somebody. Like, right, I'm 29, right? So that means I was born in an era where people were just being called fat left and right. Like, I was a chubby kid. I was being called fat. Like, in the world of man, we don't use soft language. And on top of that, kids don't have filters. So you grow up and people will tell you, oh, you're fat as fuck. Oh, you ugly. Oh, you teeth are crooked. Why your hair looking like this? Your breath stinks, right? And those is observing reality and stating it, right? Like the fact that fat phobia has become because look at it. Let's look at it from like a rational perspective, right? Because it's not shaming it. I don't understand that being overweight is not a medical condition. It's not something that you're born with and you can't do anything about, right? You've allowed yourself to gain weight. So following that train of thought, right? Being fatphobic and saying, okay, cool. This is an unhealthy lifestyle because you're overweight. You're over your healthy amount of weight. You're over the correlation between your mass and your body height is abnormal. So now, as people, we can't state that people are living unhealthily.
Nope.
And we gotta embrace that. And because all those terms have been also used to kind of like glamorize being fat. Like even now, I'm saying fat. It sounds in the back of my head. I'm like, is that an insult? No, that's a statement. If I'm athletic and I got muscles, I'm athletic and I got muscle. If I'm skinny, I'm skinny. If I would be skinny, I would be skinny. If I would be fat, I would be fat. I mean, this isn't that crazy, guys, that making a statement based on observable reality now has become an insult or has become discriminatory. Like, let's put it simply, right? Because that's the thing. Following that train of thought, then every fat person should be with a fat person. How about that?
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get
Every fat person should be attracted to, like, following that train of thought, right? Because you calling it, because I suppose fat people are not fatphobic by definition, if that's what a statement is saying, that you cannot have preferences. So like, if I don't like big girls, fat girls, it means that by the definition, it would mean that I'm fatphobic, following what she was stating, right? But then reverse that, and that means that fat people should only then be attracted to fat people. Then there is no fatphobia. I mean, why won't you, if there's no problem with like that unhealthy lifestyle and you like it? So that means that you should actually only be attracted by fat people too. I'm trying to decipher it now because I don't get it, right? Just the fact that now you can't even call people fat, you got to call them plus size or thick, right? Like, our language is being diluted into soft words. The more we go and the more we go. Another topic is just like when sex workers were prostitutes before, but now they're sex workers. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are changing drastically. But yeah, Lex, I think your way of thinking is a little flawed and would need some discussion. So people, let me know what you think about it. Do you agree that fat phobia is a thing? Do you agree with our stance and our perception and way of thinking about that? What do you think about this entire topic? All right, let me know in the comment section. Peace out.